Good afternoon. Dr. Ken Muich, Fibromyalgia Wellness Center, Stetson Chiropractic Clinic, giving you another presentation, live video on a very exciting subject, I think, something that you can use immediately for yourself and your health. This is number 131 live video presentation, of which we save these on Facebook and also on YouTube so that you can check back with these. All of the subjects that we cover are on fibromyalgia and or other related health subjects. So it's very, very important that you understand what we're actually dealing with here and what we're trying to get across. All the information I give you is clinic proven and research proven, so it's not something that is my opinion. If it's an opinionated thing, I will tell you about it, and it'll actually be something that you can peruse yourself if you'd like. The subject today is we're going to be talking about is controlling pain and inflammation through nutrition or your diet. You know, research has shown that diet is probably linked to pain and inflammation, believe it or not, in your body. And so what we're going to be doing is, again, talking to you about how you can control this naturally and the wonderful things that are available to you. Also the pros and cons that are involved with this. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Hello, good afternoon, wherever you're at. Happy fall, happy St. Nicholas, Christopher Columbus Day, excuse me. I'm jumping the gun, St. Nicholas Day a little bit. But the weather's changing. Matter of fact, where I'm from in Arizona, it's rather cold. It's in the 90s, I think, now. We've gotten away from the 100s. Hopefully the excess heat will not be too much of a problem. Let's take a look at what we're talking about as far as normal inflammation. Normal inflammation is the body's response to trauma, toxins, infection that leads to you get from bacteria or viruses that we have today. And what happens is that the damaged cells actually release chemicals, histamines, kinines, bradykinin, so forth and so on, and all of those cause blood vessel dilation. And also they produce prostaglandins. Now, prostaglandins is your primary source of inflammation and pain in the body. Hi, Brenda. Thank you very much for joining. Hi, John. How are you? And Mary and Elizabeth, there you go. Thank you very, very much. Make sure you tell your family, friends, whatever else, whoever is interested, come in and listen to some of the things that we have to say. I think are very, very pertinent, very, very important. So all of this histamines, kinines, bradykinins, prostaglandins, believe it or not, they're all important. They're part of the healing process, believe it or not, in your body. The swelling causes dilation. Now, dilation actually is the opening of the blood vessels. And so your immune system's natural sequestering or coagulating in a certain area of foreign matter, and it isolates it from other tissues. And so when you have swelling, sure, it's bad. That means you got some kind of inflammation going on, probably pain related, because the dilation causes pressure on nerves and so forth. And that'll actually cause some pain in itself and continue the inflammation. But there's two different forms of inflammation. There's the acute form, and that usually lasts only about 72 hours, and then it starts to calm down. So you have initial tearing or release of chemicals, then you have the swelling and so forth, but the body in the meantime is starting to heal things. That's normal. The chronic inflammation, however, is destructive. It's actually a malfunctioning of your immune system. And what happens, that can cause additional health problems over a long period of time, including, believe it or not, osteoarthritis, diabetes, atherosclerosis, lupus, asthma, irritable bowel, allergies. It also been shown that the longer you have inflammation, believe it or not, it affects the brain, so you can have early Alzheimer's actually start to show up if you have chronic inflammation that continues. Now, there's different types of treatment for this. Of course, you can have the pharmaceutical kind, which is actually the NSAIDs and corticosteroids and steroids and so forth. They're all, pharmaceutical companies will tell you, they all have side effects, and so you have to consider that. On the other hand, there's the nutritional therapy. And this is linked to your diet, and this is research proven that the inflammatory foods that you eat, such as fried foods and red meat, snack foods, the red meat and snack foods are trans fatty acids. They're the things that give it a shelf life, allows it to stay on a shelf for maybe months or maybe even years before it becomes rancid and has to be thrown out. But also such things as sugar. And again, like I say, the baked goods, vegetable oils, omega-6. Omega-6 is trans fatty acids, as a matter of fact. A lot of people don't realize that you have to have a proper balance of omega-3, which is a natural anti-inflammatory, and omega-6, which is an inflammatory in your body. And yet it is found in studies that most people have a ratio of 15:1 omega-6 to omega-3, believe it or not. Omega-6 stimulates the brain to produce prostaglandins, which again is your primary source of inflammation and pain in the body. Now, there's a lot of natural anti-inflammatory foods out there that you may very well automatically be eating, such as fruits, vegetables, nuts, protein, good fats, so forth and so on. How about black beans, brown rice, cinnamon, dark chocolate? Oh boy, not too much, but dark chocolate is a natural anti-inflammatory, believe it or not. Green tea, a lot of people know about that, natural inflammatory, and quinoa. Those are some specific foods that a lot of people have. But let's take a look at real specific good food stuff, so to speak. First thing is extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is like taking ibuprofen or any other aspirins. It helps lubricate the joints. And it is excellent as far as a nutrient itself is concerned. The one thing about extra virgin olive oil, especially if you're cooking with it, is you have to keep it down to about 400 degrees. They say 410, but I always like to cheat to the good side. Hi, Brian. To the good side. So 410 would be the maximum. Otherwise, you're going to be burning it, and that won't be very good for itself and for you. Another excellent food is pumpkin seeds, but there's also a lot of the different nuts and so forth, like almonds, cashews, dark leafy vegetables. All of those wonderful things are important. But pumpkin seeds have in it something extremely important: magnesium. Magnesium is your energy booster, so to speak. If anybody has been paying attention to me in the past, there's something that is involved in each and every one of your cells called mitochondria. If you've ever seen that cute little commercial about the ever-ready battery, bunny going around beating a drum, well, the mitochondria are that ever-ready battery in your body. There's trillions of them in your body and in your cells. And what happens is the mitochondria produce your energy, believe it or not, that allows you at all of your body functions, believe it or not, just not muscles, but your brain, all of your organs, so forth and so on. Without the stimulation of mitochondria and the production of mitochondria in each one of the cells, you will get sick and you will decease. You'll die. So magnesium is extremely important. How much? Well, magnesium should be about 300 to 400 milligrams a day. That would be very, very important. Magnesium is a mineral. And about 80% of the population, believe it or not, is magnesium deficient. So if you're really down and low and you need some pick-me-up, you may want to consider the pumpkin seeds or magnesium itself, or your almonds and cashews, a lot of nuts, dark leafy vegetables, so forth and so on, that are excellent for yourself and your overall health and energy. And your body's ability to contain a normal homeostasis, so to speak, balance within itself. Blueberries. A lot of people have heard about blueberries. Blueberries is, again, a natural anti-inflammatory. It's excellent. It has a lot of benefits for osteoarthritis, rheumatoid, the arthritis, so forth and so on. Hi, George. How you doing, buddy? And Brian, again, we're waving at you. And Brenda, hello. And Mary and let's see, Evelyn and James. Hey, everybody, take care as we go along. If you have any questions, I can hope you're recovering well. Yeah, I'm going through a post-surgical hip replacement, and so I'm doing fairly well. I'm on a cane intermittently. If I sit too long, I stiffen up. I'm going to have to increase, I guess, my extra virgin olive oil to lubricate the joints. But that hip doesn't need to be lubricated. It's just the muscles and that so forth around it that were stretched and torn as they replaced my hip itself. But I'm coming along. Thank you very, very much for your concern. Ginger. Ginger is very, very important. If you've ever studied Asiatic or the Eastern rites and studies and so forth, as far as peoples are concerned, and the medicines of China and Japan and Korea and so forth, ginger is a balancing act, so to speak. It's excellent. Ginger is very, very good at reduced. It's like, again, ibuprofen. It's like a form of aspirin. Excellent for reduction of inflammation and pain, especially in the osteoarthritic areas, the knees and the shoulders and the neck and so forth and so on. Salmon, wild, not farmed, okay? Now you can get omega-3, which is fish oil. You can get omega-3 from a variety of different fish. Salmon, apparently, especially the wild-caught salmon, is the best. It has a tremendous number of benefits for it. Again, it's like ibuprofen, and it's a tremendous anti-inflammatory pain reliever, and that's probably the most important thing. I take omega-3 supplements. You can take those even if you eat fish 365, 3 days a week, 3 times a day, 7 days a week. Based upon what's going on with your body and so forth, you probably will need a supplement. And there are excellent companies that are producing omega-3 without any secondary chemicals and so forth. If you want information on what those companies are, I'll let you know. Not everybody has pure omega-3. You know, it's interesting. I was talking to a scientist. He says it takes 1,000 pounds of fish oil to produce 100 pounds of pure fish oil. They don't throw the other 900 pounds away. They grade them like A, B, C, D. So you may not be getting the best form of 100% pure. If you want to know which is the purest, I'll let you know because it's what I use. There's only a couple of companies out there really that specialize in purified omega-3. Oh, by the way, tilapia and catfish, believe it or not, although they are fish, they are high in omega-6, not omega-3, believe it or not. So I know tilapia and for many catfish are very, very popular. And again, as I mentioned to you, omega-3 is a natural anti-inflammatory. It blocks the brain from producing certain chemicals that produce inflammation and pain. Whereas omega-6 is like a trans fatty acid. It stimulates the brain to produce prostaglandin and so forth, which are pain-producing and inflammatory. So you want to stay away from tilapia and catfish, believe it or not. They're not the best forms for you to eat in itself. So you also have turmeric as another natural product, or curcumin, as a lot of people recognize. It's a reduction in inflammation. Again, for osteoarthritis, the arthritides are really excellent for it. And so you may want to look into that. I know a lot of people are going into more and more of turmeric or curcumin. Again, reduces inflammation, great for osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, so forth and so on. I read where black pepper may be an excellent form of increasing the absorption of curcumin or turmeric into the body. You may wish to try that. Excuse me. Another wonderful food brings back memories is tart cherries. There's a company that produces a drink like this, and it has been promoted as excellent for a muscle reduction of muscle pain, inflammation. I just know that when I was growing up as a little kid in our backyard, the one great thing we had was a big old sour cherry tree, and I used to love to go and climb those things and eat them off the tree and then collect them. And my mom made the greatest cherry pie. I've never had anything close to it. Sorry to say, she has gone a long time, but the cherries on that were fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So tart cherries is an excellent form of reduction of inflammation and also reduction of muscle pain in itself. Another thing is chili peppers. Now, chili peppers has something called capsaicin in it, and it's very, very interesting. It has pain-killing properties. The heat from the capsaicin Now you're talking about chilies that produce obviously heat in your mouth and tongue. They release endorphins. And it blocks the brain from producing pain, believe it or not. And so I don't. Maybe you have used certain tubes of rub. Well, then if you look at it, it says heat producing. It probably has capsaicin in it because it penetrates. Well, you can also ingest it in itself, and it's excellent. Again, it blocks the brain from producing pain in itself. Another excellent product for your diet as a natural anti-inflammatory is mint, peppermint, spearmint, things of this sort. These again are excellent for cramps and bloating and irritable bowel. One of the best ones for pain, however, is called the Brazilian mint tea. It's almost like a prescription for pain relievers, and so you may wish to look into that. I'm sure some specialty stores that are natural food stores and so forth may very well have this on a shelf. You may want to look into it and see if that may be worthwhile. Finally, I thought I'd end up with something that would be beneficial for everyone, and that would be red wine. It's called, the product in it is resveratrol, excuse me. I usually don't have problems with large words, but resveratrol is from the skins of grapes, the grape skin itself. And this has been shown to reduce swelling in the body, especially disc inflammation in the spine. And so how much? Well, the joke is that if you drink enough of it, it won't make any difference and you won't feel any pain. But usually 1 glass a day, especially for those that might want to try something, it might very well be worthwhile. Hello, Nancy. Let's see. Okay, she says, heart doctor said krill oil is better. Any thoughts? You know, I did a paper on that not so long ago. And krill, just like natural fish and so forth, is supposedly high in omega-3. However, the only research that was done on krill at that time was from the companies that were producing the krill as an omega-3. There were no, at that time, outside independent studies as far as krill is concerned. And so I cannot give you a yes answer for that until independent research has been done. I'm a stickler at many of these things, and so I know at one time krill came out and they were talking about just as good, if not better, than omega-3. But again, the studies were done by the manufacturers of the product, and so consequently, that reminds me of the FDA, where the FDA cannot evaluate all of the new products coming out. So they depend upon the companies that produce the pharmaceuticals to produce the studies. Now look, if you're producing millions of dollars in studies for a certain product, you're certainly not going to lambaste it and say it's bad. You're going to find something good about it that you're going to write about. And so again, like I say, the pure omega-3, it's not, I think, so much, let's put it this way, not so much as far as the fish oil is concerned, and where they get it. It is the purity of it, okay? And that's what we look at, the purity. And the ones I use, like I say, is 100% pure. And so consequently, if it comes from a combination of salmon and krill and other fish other than tilapia and catfish, and they say it, and they've tested it 100% pure, I'll go along with that. So hopefully that answers your question. So it's not so much what the fish it came from, but whether or not it has the purity that will actually take it to its next level. Hey, I want to thank each and everybody. That was great questions. If anybody else have questions, feel free to ask. There are other natural products out there that I did not cover, boswellia and a variety of other ones. Some people will say, well, why don't you mention this, and so forth and so on. I'd be here all day. And so based upon my time, I've been here almost 20 minutes, which is my max. Look forward to seeing you, and I'll keep you in touch with my next presentation. I may be going through some treatment next Monday, but I'll let everybody know as far as my next presentation. But it's almost every day. Let's see, like the wine idea best, yes. That's usually the norm I get out of this. So I'll keep everybody posted as far as when I'll do the next presentation. If it's not next Monday, I'm sure it'll be the following. But it'll be on more information. Could be on the COVID up to date. It could be on a variety of different things. I try to bring things out that are most useful and common up to date. Take care, everybody. Blessings, best wishes, and health and happiness to everyone. Hope everybody's enjoying maybe a day off because it's Columbus Day, and or maybe just a relaxing day in itself. And look forward to seeing each and every one of you. And tell your family, friends, doctors, so forth and so on. They may very well be interested in some research, valid research, and that's the most important thing. Blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you so very, very much. Bye-bye now.